find a little bit of encouragement, discover new ways to make your hobby more fun, and most importantly, learn to paint bravely. Or in this case today, we're going to crack some packs bravely.
We're cracking packs today. All right, we'll talk about painting here in a little bit. We'll talk about models here in a little bit. We got resin safety. We got a Vallejo update. We got some good stuff to talk about. But first, little sponsored segment. Not really sponsored, but this guy sent me four packs. And we got
you should probably say who. I mean, it's
this guy. This guy.
That's not a small thing.
We don't do sponsorships here on Paint Brave the podcast because up until now we've been far too lazy. But we got some trading card packs here, and these are from the Divorced Dads game. This is the expansion pack, Divorced Dads Age of Alimony, and so all of this is from an Instagram comedian account, Graham Barrett. It's Audio Operas, the name of the account, but he made it big a year or two ago with this series of this nerdy middle-aged man opening packs. And the joke was that the game that he was into was Divorced Dads. And it's just perfect of just this miserable man going through the pack. You're like, I got the lawnmower again. Like, we got this one again. Home brewery kid. Okay, that's all right. He's like, and then he always gets to the last card in the pack. He's like, come on, give me the house, give me the house, give me the house. And it's never the house.
It's never the house. Yeah.
So, but that series did so well. It was just a little comedy bit on Instagram that he actually made the game Divorced Dads.
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks ago, he reached out to me. He said, do you want some packs? Doing that influencer marketing thing. So, yeah. We have opened packs on this podcast before. Most recently, it was for the Free Willy 2 collectible card series from the movie Free Willy 2.
That was a ride.
We got a foil of Willy's brother, but I think that was the best we did. Yeah.
It was, yeah. It was best pull we got.
So I think is a little treat to keep this episode moving along. I'm going to open up a pack of Divorced Dads Age of Alimony, and depending on how fun it is, maybe we'll open up the other ones too. I don't know.
We'll see. Neither of us are divorced dads, so we're looking at this from the outside.
I feel we have some cultural similarities, though. Like I feel.
I mean, your mustache is really doing a lot for you right now.
But we're middle-aged men who enjoy trading card games, so it basically works out.
Yeah, and we'll get to that. I got a good trading card story to tell in a minute. Not a story.
We've neglected aspects of our lives for trading cards. Like it works. Yeah. It works. All right, I'm gonna just start at the beginning here, and we'll see what we got. Beef jerky. It's 5'3" beast type. Yeah, beef jerky. All right.
Beast. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
We got alt rock radio, and it's
that also makes sense.
Picture of a jester. It's special attributes. Your opponent's terrain is inactive until their next turn. This tool cannot be doubled. It's
okay. Is that a foil? You got some foil.
The next one's a foil, dude. The next one's a foil.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing it. Seeing it.
Sirloin of steak. Wow, this is like a real card game here.
Okay.
It's a 4/4 beast type card. The finest cut. It's from the Court of Chaos. It's foil.
Great. A nice foil sirloin. That's not bad. That's a good day.
This seems like a real thing. We got a rusty dumbbell here. It's a card type tool. If your opponent has more than 2 beasts on the field, all additional beasts are sent to the junk pile. Opponent chooses which beast. This tool cannot be doubled. This is like a real game. I don't know. Those are rules.
It sounds fun. I want to play this now.
Oh, we'll play it.
Let's do it.
I think we'll 2 booster packs from the expansion set should be enough to play a game, right? Like,
yeah, we'll see.
All right. excuse me, I'm getting some pings. We record over Skype for some unknown reason.
Yeah, and I'm also getting, I know, we don't need to.
I'm getting pings from what appears to be a Bitcoin seller right now. I've gotten 5 of them.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I think it may be a today thing because I've also gotten several in the last few minutes. It's so stupid. It keeps beeping in my ear, and I'm like, don't look over there. Stupid.
What a time to be alive. All right, we got the Man Caves, right. Country of Concrete. I don't know what that is.
Was that like an uncommon? Or is that?
It looks like part of a map. It looks like, I don't know. I haven't read any of the rules nor any of the coverage for this, but it looks like you put. It looks like a Carcassonne, tile. It looks like you're.
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, like in the man cave, you got your gaming room, and you're playing some Carcassonne with your
trying to fill out the whole map of the Court of Chaos. I don't know. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Ooh. All right. I got the Ring of Darkness. Now this is. It's just like a wedding ring. This is in reference to the wedding ring, the Ring of Darkness for the Divorced Dads. Your opponent can only have a maximum of 4 cards in their hand. They must choose and discard all additional cards. This tool cannot be doubled. There is only one. Okay.
Oh man, this flavor is good. I like it.
Next card is a beast type. It's a 4/4 vasectomy. It's got like a. It's kind of like a snake.
Like it's coming for you?
Like a snake coming for you. And the family jewels are under attack. All right,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Trapped Gas. It's a tool type card. Special attributes. All wood and concrete type beasts on your opponent's field cannot attack until your next turn. It's like a game. Okay. All right. We got one more card in this pack. It might be the rare. Come on, house.
Trapped Gas is hotboxing someone. I get
Bloat. It's a 5/3 beast type. He can't stop eating. All right. Well, that's good. Okay. All right.
Dude, that is not bad at all. I like it. It's good. It's good. Some good like top-down design, you know.
Definitely top-down design. So what's we'll give this a shot sometime, Casey. We'll give it a shot.
I think so. I think that sounds
Get
fun.
Some starter decks.
Yeah, I've been really, exactly. Like I'm sure there's some kind of 2-player starter. I'm sure they got to make some mats too. You know, you got to get yourself a mat, Divorced Dad mat. Yeah.
I've got some good mats, but yeah, you need a Divorced Dad mat for sure.
I would feel. I mean, maybe it's still appropriate. Like use some kind of like magic mat, you know, with a big old angel on it or something. You're like throwing down with the Divorced Dad cards, but you know, having a specific to that game mat, I feel is a thing. When I play TCGs, like I do get pretty into like the one, and I do buy all the things, you know. It's like, okay, I got the tokens and it's the right color and they're for this thing, and then I got the mat and it fits with the deck that I'm using for the thing. And then I got a binder, and the binder has all the stuff, and then the sleeves have all the stuff, and it all matches, and it's all cohesive and nice. There's definitely a whole hole to jump into with TCGs.
Always.
Yeah. Well, and lately I've been into, like, I've been weirdly getting into Pokemon cards again, because I have a child. See,
excuses.
Yes, exactly. No, like there's a Pokemon card game that came out on the phone, and it's like pretty straightforward. You crack a couple packs a day, and it's free to do that. And then you build decks out of the packs that you cracked, and you play against other people, right? It's pretty.
And you can buy packs.
And it actually works pretty well. You can, obviously. It's a phone game, right? So you know it's up to you, I guess. But you don't have to, and a lot of people don't, you know, so whatever. You get a decent amount of cards. Right now there's only one set. It's fresh, right? This is all super fresh, so there's only one set of cards out. So like the meta is pretty straightforward, like, oh, I built these decks, but like I built quite a few pretty fun decks.
Look at you advertising for cell phone games.
I know, it's like we're sponsored, but we're not.
No, we're just losers.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, the point is, though, like, I've been doing that. My son's been interested in that, and so I bought some physical Pokemon cards out, and I got out my old ones from like 99, you know? And I went through and I actually ended up pricing out a bunch of them. I got some money in old Pokemon cards. Some of them are definitely like playground played, you know, like dirt playground. The backs of the cards are super scratched and all that. So they're probably not worth anything. But I definitely have some that I was like, oh, I'm going to sell this back to the card shop. Because I used to, you know, they only used to sell TCGs at card shops. Did you know that? You had to go to a hobby shop or comic book store. You couldn't just go to Walmart or friggin' Best Buy.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd go to it was a sports memorabilia shop.
Yep.
In Reno. And it was like the only place you could get them. And the dude at the time was buying and selling singles. So, like, I'd go down there with, like, pocket money, right? And I'd buy a couple of packs. It's usually all I could ever afford, and it wasn't very often. And I would go through them and then try and sell the rares to buy more packs. So I ended up with a good amount of cards. So those cards, even back then, were worth a decent amount of money. All of this wrapping up into the point that I have now started to buy more cards, and my son is interested, and we've played a couple of games so far, and it's not bad. TCGs are, I think they're making a comeback for me a little bit.
All right. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, not too bad. So, yeah, Divorced Dads, I think we should do that.
We'll do it. I'll bring some cards to Adepticon.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right. What are you been up to, Casey?
Okay.
Other than Pokemons.
Other than Pokemon.
Oh, never
so
mind.
I've been making some videos and what?
Really putting you on the spot
talk
here.
About it. Yeah. No, that's fine. So I've been doing a couple things like we painted this top secret thing that you came to my house for a couple weeks. We painted a bunch of stuff, right? Like I feel like we spoiled it. I don't care anymore. I don't know.
We recorded a couple episodes sitting behind a giant Imperial Guard army. Maybe that was part of it.
Yes, so it doesn't really matter, but you know, anyways. The whole army has this like blue and white and gray and all this like camouflage theme.
It's nice.
And as a test model, before we started painting it, I grabbed out a Terminator model that I had, and I just did it up, and it worked out pretty good. It looked really good. And I've been sitting on that model for a while, and I finally this week, like, it was up there, I put it on the shelf, and I walked by, and I had a couple models to kind of pick from, you know, my process of making videos every other week. And I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna paint that model. It's a space. I'm gonna turn it into a space wolf. And I've been having some fun with that. Like, the camouflage just looks cool. Finishing the model looks even better.
How did you do the camouflage on that model?
With the good old-fashioned silly putty. Yeah. So you paint the base coat, let it dry, wrap some silly putty around it, paint another coat. You get all the little blobs everywhere. Let that dry. Then do an even lighter coat of silly putty, and then some highlights on top, and you get this real neat, like, I don't even think this will come across on camera, but that's okay. Real neat little space wolf looking guy. And obviously you can do whatever colors you want. And I think that's a pretty good way to do it. Getting more Bitcoin pings over here.
I just got 2 more Bitcoin pings too. Are we in a Bitcoin group? What's going on?
It's possible.
Why do we use Skype for this? Why does it...
I don't know. Dude, and my Skype, like, the preview window has like 2 of you on my screen. Like, it's not just like 1 of you. There's 2 of you. Or in fact, there's 3 of you. There's the little one in the corner. I don't know why.
The program
Skype's
iTunes
awful.
got killed like 5 years ago. Why is Skype still around?
Especially with Zoom and like literally everything else.
Discord.
Discord. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay. Now we're getting distracted here.
I know. Stupid Bitcoin guys. Yeah. So like I painted it. I feel pretty good about it. And that's mostly what I've been working on, doing a lot of painting. I've gotten some other stuff too, some other fun stuff that I've been up to. But you know, I'm gonna ship it over to you because I'm sure you've been up to some fun stuff too. Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday I had another trip down to the Boston area, so was invited to check out the research and development labs for Formlabs, the 3D printer company and 3D resin company, and essentially, this is giving me the information I need to start to tackle the resin safety question. The how safe is 3D printing? How safe is resin? And, when you buy a resin printer and you get a bottle of resin, often it's made in China. And so you have this bottle of mysterious Chinese goo that feels industrial. And when you put it into this weird machine, it goes from liquid to solid. And sometimes it has a bit of a smell to it. And the people on Reddit tell you it's either not bad at all or it's the most toxic thing ever. And you want to be able to find the information that you need to protect yourself, to protect anyone who's near this thing in operation. And there's just conflicting information out there. It's really hard to tell. And I have been in the same boat. I've been using this stuff for 4 or 5 years now. I do my best to treat it with respect and use reasonable safety precautions to not be huffing the stuff, not be touching it with bare hands. Reasonable, common sense kind of precautions. But still, the question of how safe is it? Is it okay to use this in my garage? Is it okay to use this in my home office? Is it okay to put this on my nightstand next to my bed where I sleep every night? All of those questions are tricky to answer. And it's like safety questions in general are tricky to answer. Is it okay to sit in traffic and smog for an hour a day? It's not great. Is it is it okay to drink 5 Diet Cokes a day? It's not great. Maybe
it's got water in it.
It's got water in it. And there's just a lot of safety questions in life that are hard to give a good answer to. And there's kind of common sense ways to reduce your risk. But, stuff like that, at least you're sort of calibrated of what's reasonable and what people have survived doing in the past and all that stuff. Everybody knows somebody who drinks 5 Diet Cokes a day, and maybe they don't sleep quite right, but they're doing okay,
At that point, it's the caffeine.
But with 3D printer resin, it's new enough, and there's not it's niche enough, and it's new enough that there's not that deep well of kind of communal understanding of where on the spectrum this is in terms of an actual risk to your health. And I think that visiting Formlabs finally got me dialed in where this is. So Formlabs is actually an American company. A lot of these 3D printer companies are China, a few of them Korea, elsewhere in the world. But this is an American company. It's located in Somerville, Massachusetts, so right next to Cambridge, Massachusetts. So there's, MIT and Harvard and BU and BC and Brandeis and Tufts. And it is one of the centers of American biotech science research and development. And it's a fairly big company. I think they said they have 60 people on the research team. The overall company is several hundred people. And it's been in existence since, I don't know, I think it was founded 2011, something like that, but it's been in existence for more than 10 years. There's a decent number of people working there every day. It's a big enough company that it has a health and safety officer, it has a compliance officer, it has a general counsel, a lawyer. So this is a company that has real stakes in protecting its employees. And one of the things the employees do is work around resin every day. So, my background is as a chemist, and not that gives me any insight into any particular chemical and how dangerous it may or may not be. But when I walk into a laboratory and see how people are acting, what precautions they're taking, what they're wearing, how they're treating what they're working with, I can tell if they're working with something truly dangerous or something that's lower on the scale. And again, like this is not recommendation. Do not hurt yourself and then sue me. But like my understanding of my type of people, like research chemists, they were behaving as if this was lower on the scale. So they're doing research and then also making samples for potential clients, and they have a lot of printers going. The building has decent ventilation. Everybody is absolutely wearing gloves. They're wearing eye protection when there's an actual chance of something splashing. I mean, 3D printer resin is not very splashy. It's pretty gloopy. But like if if they happen to be working on something kind of higher up, they wear eye protection, kind of at eye level or whatever. And anyway, long story short, I think I'm finally ready. I'm finally like calibrated on the danger that 3D printer resin poses and ready to talk about it. And so I'll be making a video about that one of these months here kind of soon. But it was good. I feel like who knows? There are plenty of things that humans have used that we discover much farther down the line have some dangers that we didn't fully appreciate. But a lot of things in 3D printer resin we have used for other things before, like the core chemistry isn't that different from plexiglass or Lexan, something like that. So I don't know. I feel that I have more context now to maybe push back against the worst of the scaremongering that you see on Reddit of this stuff is whatever toxin or poison that they want to describe it as is like, no, it's a reactive chemical. It has its purpose. Treat it with respect, but don't need to be afraid of it in the way that some people seem to be.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about saying this, but like there are people who do this as a full-time profession who are guinea pigs at this point. Like if there is anything truly bad, there's enough of a sample size of people who have been doing this for long enough now that it's telling that it has not been an issue. So anyway, the real health issues that people have run into are mostly contact issues. So getting it on their skin, it can definitely cause serious sensitization and allergic reaction, basically like bad skin damage. Like I think some of the chemicals, if you really huff them, can cause ovary damage. I think need to double check on that. But like there's the possibility of some acute organ damage, but compared to a lot of other household chemicals, it is not as crazy toxic as some folks on Reddit make it seem. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that'll be interesting. It's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Having printers in my workspace that is not the best ventilation. Like in the summer, it is because I got a window unit moving air. But in the winter, like right now, it's like I've got air filters running, right? Like big ones when, it's smoky outside or something. And that's about it. So, yeah, I'm definitely curious to see, to hear more about that and see where things kind of land. I mean, I've never had any issues with resin. It seems fine. And I definitely take the, precautions. The skin protection, like going through a lot of gloves. I go through a lot of gloves.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I've been at with it, because I definitely don't want it on my skin or on my hands or anything like that. The eye protection, weirdly, while normally not an issue, the high viscosity speed resin is super watery and will splash.
Oh, you've gotten that splash?
Very easily.
Okay.
I've actually, it has splash, and it's gotten on the inside of the printer even while the plate is dipping in and out.
Oh.
Right? It's actually causing a little bit of waves because it's pretty liquidy and splashing on the side of the actual box. And then I've had something fall off the plate before and splash all over me. So 100% eye protection probably necessary for that specific type of resin. Just throwing that out there.
Fair enough. I mean, eye protection's never a bad idea. Like sometimes I'm cooking bacon or something, I'm like, I should be wearing glasses right now.
Yeah. Oh man, gotta get yourself an air fryer. Air fry you some bacon.
Ooh, there's an idea.
It's a good idea. Apparently, you're not supposed to do it, but
what do you mean you're not supposed to do it?
It's pretty good. I don't know. I've heard horror stories, I guess, of people putting a bunch of bacon in an air fryer and the grease like somehow catches on fire or something, and I'm not sure how, but you know, I'm sure it's a 1 in a billion kind of thing that happened. They're like, great, now we have to put a label on this. But it works really well. Tell you what.
All right, I'm gonna look into that.
Speaking of air frying bacon, I think it might be time for some more Divorced Dads.
All right, we got another one here. Pack Crackin.
How do they smell?
That's a good question. Pretty good.
Like packs? It smells like...
Yeah, they smell like packs.
Okay. Oh my goodness. You just shot the pack all over the room.
They're perforated in a really weird way that if you just rip down the perforation, you're gonna rip the cards in half.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to figure that out. All right, there's one card across the room. We'll look into that later. We'll save that one for later.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully that's not the house.
Card over there. Yeah. All right, what do we got?
Back spasm.
Ooh.
We got bed bugs. That's a really cool, Drider looking art.
That's great, dude. And there's like art for all these cards too. It's so good.
It looks like a Drider, and it's a beast type card. It's a 4/2, an army that attacks at night. Bed bugs.
Yeah. It's so good.
The left leg of alimony.
The left leg. Oh yeah.
It's a ball and chain. It's a picture of a leg that has a ball and chain on it. Slowing you down there. We got beef jerky again.
Makes sense.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Got to get those commons.
Left arm of alimony, and it's a picture of a gavel.
Oh. Okay. Like
the really serious stuff happens in court in this game, I think. Yeah. All right, we got bloat.
That's interesting. I wonder how that plays out then. Yeah.
Ooh, we got a foil. Okay, so we have this card already, Alt Rock Radio, but it's foil this time.
Oh, but it's foil this time. All right, that's not bad.
Picking up. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I could see the shine.
And I think this might be the rare. It's camper van.
Oh, a camper van. That sounds pretty rare. It's not a house, but
no, it's got everything I need.
Seems pretty
camper
good.
Van.
Yeah.
You entertain the people. I got to get the card that flew across the room.
Yeah, grab the card. Okay, so Brent's gone again. We haven't done this in a while. It's pretty nice. Good to talk to you one-on-one. What's your favorite TCG? You should let me know. Been back into it again, opening packs and stuff. Yeah. I think he's back. What'd you get?
I'm staring at this and wonder. This might be a really good card. This is
really
this card.
Did you get the chase card?
This might be the chase card. It has a different border and everything. It is all card types, and it is called Alimony the World Ender, the Bringer of the End.
Oh,
card type beast is a 6/6. Can only be played when all tools of alimony are on your field. This beast can attack cans directly.
Cans. Okay. So it sounds like you're trying to build. Are you trying to like build a case, or are you trying to build?
I think you're trying to rebuild your life, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, actually, this is the card art from the booster pack.
From the actual.
Yeah. So I got Alimony the World Ender, which could be really.
Yeah, you should sleeve that real quick.
You're right. Hold on.
You got card sleeves?
I was using this to play Dungeons and Dragons, so I'll just take this out real quick. I'll take out my Cure Wounds card here. I had a old Star Trek card, kind of giving it a little bit of heft for my D&D rules. But yeah, we'll sleeve Alimony, the World Ender.
Okay. What? Okay, what's it called? Alimony, the World Ender.
Yeah, look that up. See if we can get a good price for it. See if that's on Card Kingdom yet.
I just saw that on eBay, the house, like quote unquote, the house is literally listed right now for $9,000 on eBay.
I hope that was never in a pack
less,
and that Graham is just selling those individually and making that money.
That would be amazing. Yeah. All right. Here's one. Here's a buy it now. No, holy crap, dude. Divorced Dads, Alimony, the World Ender, hollow, serialized.
This one's not hollow.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But there are 8 bids on this card right now, and currently it is at $242 for the hollow version.
It's pretty good, but mine flew across the room, and I thought it was I thought it was the top card.
You're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, a pre-owned, not 100% mint. You probably damaged a corner when it flew across the room.
Yeah.
So you're done. You're done, right?
7 out of 10.
$44.
All right.
That's not bad for like a super niche trading card game, dude.
Not bad, and you all witnessed it.
Yeah,
as long as this episode doesn't go straight to Canoe Cat, this could be a magical moment.
No, I see recording happening. Unless the Skype, something happens. I don't know. We're good. I don't think we're in any danger of Canoe Cat making an appearance this episode.
Not today, Canoe Cat.
But that feels pretty good. That's a good one. I like that. Man, see, now I want to go buy some packs and do some stuff.
That's how they get you.
It's exactly how they get you. Speaking of gotcha, I backed another Kickstarter.
I'm sorry, did you say gotcha or gotcha?
I said gotcha. Yeah, speaking of gotcha, yeah. No, I definitely backed another Kickstarter this week. This time, though, it wasn't terribly expensive, and it's another like quick run metal model kind of thing. Black Crab Miniatures. Yeah,
that's a great name.
I know. I knew it when I saw it, and then I was thinking that you would appreciate that. But yeah, the Black Crab Miniatures Kickstarter is going right now. It's really cool, like kind of funky fantasy, like dark fantasy models, like real weird looking dudes, right? But fun sculpts, and the guy who's selling them, I can't remember his name right now, but a lot of the models, there's a whole series of them, and they're all kind of weird and unique, but they're a lot of fun, and I liked what he had put out, so I backed it. I'm gonna get some of those.
Nice.
Seemed like they'd be fun to paint. So yeah, but dude, that Kickstarter, man, always with the Kickstarter.
Probably Idols of Torment. These guys, some pretty.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely got that kind of like dirty, grungy, dark aesthetic.
These are your kind of models. Absolutely.
They are. I'm coming to this realization, right? Like I just like what I like. Like there are just certain kinds of models and certain ways that they're painted and presented that I just like. And like the not overly gross necessarily, like nurgly stuff. I mean, I like that stuff, but it's not too much of that. But like the weird stuff, like the one of these models is like a dude inside of a cauldron using it as like a giant piece of armor, right? And that's just a cool model. And he's all dirty looking, and he's got the grime all over, and it's good. So that's me. That's the kind of model I like, and I think I just have to, or I've come to accept it at this point. But I got to figure out then how to just integrate all of those things into my life and get rid of the stuff I don't actually care for. It's a lifelong journey, I think.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more into the happy, colorful things, but if you like your You strange little mutant vampires. I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, well, good on that. Yeah, I'm getting itchy here, Casey. I'm getting itchy.
Yeah, throw down.
Getting
throw
itchy.
Down. Don't throw it across the room, though.
Yeah, these... I feel like they need to be opened with scissors or something, because there's a perforation in the packs, but it really makes you destroy
I imagine the perforation was put there after, like, in whatever the testing period was. It's like, well, this is the material that we can afford to use to put the cards in. So it is what it is. Let's put a perforation in there and hope for the best. Because, packs are pretty easy to open generally. But, these companies are mass producing them. So they got the best. All right. What we got?
Pawn shop. We got a pawn shop.
Pawn shop. That makes sense.
Ooh, we got day drinking.
Okay.
We got old underwear. A loincloth passed down for generations. We got drunk tank, and it's like a hanging cage that they found Mad Mardigan in. Mad
nice.
Mardigan, yeah.
Just Mad.
Mad Mardigan.
He's just Mad.
Mad Mardigan.
Yep.
It's called a drunk tank
Mads
in this
Mikkelsen.
game, and I got a foil drunk
guy.
tank. Foil drunk tank, yeah.
That was the crow's cage in Willow.
Oh, the crow's cage, yeah. Oh, there's crows in the artwork. This is definitely a fantasy game. This is very much...
Oh, for sure. It's good.
Yeah.
It's aimed directly at people like us, is what you're saying.
Yeah. This very much coincides with Magic and D&D and all that stuff. And yeah. Ooh. We have the new girlfriend, and it's a picture of a troll, but it's and the text is a beautiful troll from a town over. It's a 4/3.
Okay.
We got man tears.
It's an item that you can equip.
It's a tool. Choose one tool card from your opponent's field and send it to their junk pile.
Ooh, okay.
We got the Woods of Wood, which is another map type card. Let's see where that fits into the whole continent here.
Maybe you're building your man cave, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And there's the Woods of Wood has the cabin as one of the features.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We got Mansplain. It's a picture of a big vicious mouth. And we got the Porta Potty. It's a terrain type card. Okay. The Porta Potty. Okay. Cool.
Not bad. I don't know that we're going to top that last one.
Yeah, we can't top the chase card. Unless we get a foil chase card.
A foil, or you got to get the house, because clearly that one is worth some actual money.
My understanding is that this is the first expansion to the Divorced Dad game, so I don't even know if it has the house. So it might not have the house. Yeah, that might just be in the premiere set. That might just be the core set.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out in one more pack.
Yeah.
Oh, but not right now. So I got a fountain pen the other day. I saw it randomly. I was looking at hobby stuff, putting out a wish list for Christmas, the holidays, and that kind of thing. And I just saw it. There was like $6, and it was being advertised as a panel liner for Gundam models. And it's like, okay, I've seen these before, but this is like a cheap, knockoff version or whatever. And I thought, okay, I should just buy it. It's $6. And I got it in the mail, and I tried it. And dude, it works pretty good. Like, pretty good. I also got some Tamiya dark brown panel liner, because I totally didn't realize they made different colors. I've only ever had black, and then I looked, and it's like they got a bunch of colors.
They do.
Yeah. And I like this stuff. So, but you dip the fountain pen in, just like the olden times, right? And then you just tap it with the very sharp tip. And I know this isn't new information. It's probably for some of us here, for me, obviously. But you tap it in, and it just, boom, capillary action just follows right along wherever you're trying to tap. Makes panel lining stupid. So, hot tip. Get yourself $6 calligraphy pen.
That's a really good tip.
Yeah.
You got to edit that out so we can make that video. Dang.
I've seen that. I swear I've seen that. I've heard of this.
Okay.
I want to say that even like John has put this in a video.
Okay.
Like not that long
All right.
ago. Yeah. But that's the thing I did, and it worked out way better than I expected. And I think I'll be doing that the next time I panel line something. And that will be in a video, obviously.
I definitely like the Tamiya panel liners. I do not like the brush that is attached to the top in that bottle. And
dude, it's such
having
brush.
that just nice, solid, chunky glass bottle filled with the good stuff, and then you have a special pen for it. I like the sound of that,
dude. It's cool because it's like it just feels like a whole thing. You got the little glass, and you dip it and you kind of test it, and you can write with it like a pen. I even tried it with some Liquitex white ink, and that also worked. And I was able to get the Liquitex in like a little area, like a little cutout, that was this like broken up armor thing that, you could do a glow in.
Mm-hmm.
But you think about like runes and things on swords and all this stuff. You just tap a little bit, you get that in there. There's no need to like get your brush all nice and pointy every single time you hit it and you screw it up. This is a hard tip. You can just poke it in there, and it works pretty good. So yeah, I'm all about it right now.
That is fantastic. It's a good update. Thank you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tools and companies out there and different ways of doing things, and yeah, I finally published my video about the paint markers, the speed paint markers, and
I saw that. Yeah,
and there were a lot of comments that like, Gundam's been doing this for years, or artists have been doing this for years, and like we know just stuff. It takes a while for stuff to make it to the mini painting community. I know.
Yeah. Well, and of course, immediately after that video gets posted, like I'm seeing a good amount of stuff specifically from Green Stuff World about like they're purposely making reels about how to load a paint pen with their paints to use. Like I swear, I've seen at least 2 of them now.
Yeah. Oh.
Thanks, Green Stuff.
Gotta get on. Yeah, these things go in waves of like 5 years ago, everybody discovered oil washes. And everybody was figuring that out. But now I guess we're doing markers. Exactly, right. So cool.
Seemed cool, man. Like if that's the way you're gonna go and it works, not bad.
Not bad.
I think that is perfectly acceptable. Man, the only other thing I've been doing, I've been taking classes for 3D sculpting. Which, I have a nice fancy Huion tablet, and I've got my copy of ZBrush.
Ooh.
And I've been learning how to sculpt some minis, and that's been a pretty cool experience so far. Actually, I've gone through. I've made a couple of pretty awesome things. I tried to print one a few weeks ago. It didn't work, but it's looking good.
Okay.
I'm feeling good about it, and I think I'm getting there. I did some like digital kit bashing for some Trench Crusade models that I made, and that was pretty awesome. Like I had a good time with that. I textured them. I put all this stuff together, moved everything around to make it look like an actual model, printed it out, and like I have basically super custom models that I would have just printed out other things anyways. And so that kind of got me into this I don't know, mood for learning and doing and making. So I've been taking a couple of classes, and that's been a good time. So hopefully I can knock some stuff out here and get it on the internet.
Look at you. Soon. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Keep going.
Feeling good about it. Yeah.
Heck yeah. I've acquired no such new and awesome skill.
Get yourself a fountain pen. It'll feel the same. Feel great.
I feel like I might have a fountain pen from Jazz's art box from a couple of years ago.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
Jazz sent me that art box he was selling, and it had 3 sub boxes, and I really went deep on the miniature painting sub box, but I think one of the sub boxes was like fountain pen kind of stuff. So I've been sleeping on that. I've been a fool. Been a dang fool.
Yeah, check it. Yeah, what are you doing? Could have been doing this for years. Especially getting into that black lining lately.
Stupid.
Oh, man.
What else? Ooh. All right, update. We got the Vallejo situation. The Vallejo workers are... our information is probably a couple of days delayed, what with the language barrier and everything. But our understanding is that Vallejo is heading into their 4th week of the strike. So the vast majority of Vallejo workers, I think 98%, have been on strike for the past 3 weeks. They are striking for 15% raise to get them closer to the regional average in the greater Barcelona area. They are striking for safer working conditions, so fixing the physical building, fixing some of the equipment that they use day in and day out. And third, they are striking to get an anti-harassment policy added to their employee handbook or whatnot, which all seems like good stuff. So we touched on this 2 weeks ago in the previous episode of Paint Bravely podcast, and we said, like, all right, well, let's see what happens. Acrylicos Vallejo has been acquired by an investment corporation that owns many companies for the purpose of sucking money out of them for their investors, presumably.
That's how it works. Yeah.
And this is the kind of the first real test of, okay, what's the new management like here? If their workers strike for safer working conditions, how's that going to go down with the new ownership? And so 2 weeks ago, we were like, okay, pay attention to the situation. Let's see what's going on. Now, 2 weeks later, it seems like the management has been ignoring the strike and refusing to negotiate. So now we can be a little more firm in saying, no, management, you got to pay attention to this situation. This is serious. Everyone is watching you. We are engaged in making sure everyone is watching you. And there are a lot of options for paint out there these days.
They're on a thin line, right? Like, guys, if you screw up and then you have no employees and you don't have paint, like, guess what? I'm just gonna buy another kind. Like, it's
very easy. Like, from time to time, I think about how boycotts work, and several times a year, people are angry at Games Workshop and they're like, "Oh, I'm boycotting Games Workshop." Well, that only works for as long as you can sustain that anger and you don't have something else to fill that void in your soul. If your thing is buying Space Marines, are you really gonna boycott Games Workshop? I mean, like even if you do buy a 3D printer and start going burr, like a year from now, you're gonna be buying Space Marines again. Boycotts are hard for a lot of reasons. But when there is a clear alternative to the product, like when there are obvious side grades to the product, a boycott becomes a whole lot easier. Yeah. If you're mad at Target, it's easy to go to Walmart. If you're mad at Walmart, it's easy to go to Target. If you're frustrated that Vallejo is not treating their employees correctly, there's Too Thin Coats, there is Citadel, there's Monument Hobbies, there's Army Painter. Depending on how you're feeling about AK, there's AK. There's, depending on how you feel about Green Stuff World, there's Green Stuff World. There is MIG Ammo. You can feel pretty good about that most of the time, I think. And then there's a ton of like smaller companies. Cephalopod.
There are an infinite amount of miniature paints out there. Yeah.
And Vallejo's been around for a long time. Like I remember when it was the second paint brand at my local store. They had Citadel and they had Vallejo, and that was 25 years ago or whatnot. But these days, it seems like these days Vallejo's been on a slight decline. Like, at least in the United States, it's harder for stores to keep Vallejo in stock. And so Vallejo has definitely been losing market share in the United States. And so if this investment company, Pro A Capital, invested in Acrylicos Vallejo in order to have it make money for them, it's important that they don't kill the image of the brand immediately after buying it. So it would be very, very easy for people to sour on the brand and just decide, I don't want to give money to a company that does not treat their employees correctly. It does not even negotiate with employees on basic things. And depending on what part of the internet you're on, you'll get the anti-union folks saying, fire them all. But no.
Sure, yeah.
If their paint bottling equipment is held together with string and duct tape, you need those exact employees to know how to work that piece of equipment that you haven't kept up with. Like if the piece of equipment longer matches the
that's happening. Like you've now created this like very specific, like these people have a specialized job.
Yeah.
And if you don't it's not going to work for you. It's not going to end well.
Yeah. And again, like from the customer point of view, you might be like, oh, fire them all and keep using cheap labor. I don't want to pay more for my paint. But no, I want the people making my paint to have years of experience and specific skills in this area instead of, sort of revolving door of gig workers who got hired 2 weeks ago and kind of know how to pull the lever or whatever. So, and then just on that, what is more based in alpha than sticking up for yourself and getting what you are worth? Like that's metal. That's cool. Stand up for yourself, get what you're worth. And, the company has a lot of overhead in various departments, and raising the amount that they pay to their employees does not raise the price of the product by that equivalent amount. They're paying for a whole lot of things, from materials and shipping and physical workspace, which they're trying to get away with paying less, obviously, for that. But the amount that they're paying to their employees is not the whole pie. So paying the employees 15% more does not mean that the prices of the paint need to go up by anywhere near 15%. I'm sure the company can absorb those costs. And it could be, it could just be a win-win for the company if they act fast, if they use this as an opportunity to do a little bit of good public relations of saying, like, yeah, of course these guys deserve to be paid what they're worth. Like, let's make that happen immediately. That would be a good news day. But what we're seeing instead is escalating worse and worse and worse news days. And that's what we're here to do. Apply a little pressure, make sure there's some bad news days for Pro A Capital.
Yeah. It's not looking great right now. We'll see, I guess, what happens in the next couple of weeks if they escalate to just not working at all on several days out of the week. Like, that's going to start to actually affect their output. And Vallejo ships to all over the world, so they're going to start to see an actual difference in what's happening. Then they're going to have to do something about it. I guess we'll continue on and follow up. So
no, absolutely we will. So I want to continue to be polite on this. I want to be more and more firm on this, though. I've started sending out email messages to whatever parts of the leadership I'm aware of to just, I'm phrasing it as request for comment. Like, your workers are striking. This is my understanding is they're striking for these reasons. Would you like to offer a comment on the status of negotiations? So I've reached that phase. And I think it's fair for longtime customers of Acrylicos Vallejo to start to send those messages also, of just saying, hey, I've been a longtime customer. I've been following the status of the strike. What is the status of negotiations? So again, Acrylicos Vallejo is owned by Pro A Capital. So the first word is Pro, capital A, capital. you can go to their website, confirm that that is the company that owns Acrylicos Vallejo, and they have contact information there. And if you want, you can politely ask them, like, hey, what's going on here? So, yeah. You gonna resolve this strike before Christmas or not? How we doing?
Yeah. I hope so, because I do enjoy some good Vallejo paints.
Me too.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, as this goes on, I think it is appropriate for the community to get louder and louder and louder about this. There is still a lot of room for escalation. This can get a lot worse for the current owners of Acrylicos Vallejo. And, you know, the workers are starting to spend more and more time in work stoppage to try to escalate their side of the leverage there. But the community, the mini painting art community can escalate also. So, and we're just starting to ramp up there. So better to fix this now than later.
Yeah, for sure.
What else we got?
Yeah. I don't know. I think you got one.
I got one more.
Okay. I think you got one more. Okay. That's what I thought.
Last one here, team.
Gosh. Oh my goodness.
This pack design, I don't know, man.
Everywhere. All right, well, yeah, it's a good feedback.
Hair transplant.
Okay.
Picture of a upset skeleton. Car wash tokens. We got a greedy goblin with a bag of coins.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, definitely makes sense.
Oh, we got man tears again.
All right. You got to have a pack for, set of 4 for each. Yeah.
We got the Tower of Sad. It's on the Path of Pain. It's at one of the locations. I got to see if I can put this map together. I'm excited about this map. That's a really good, like, collectible kind of thing.
Yeah.
I hope they fit together. Maybe they don't. I don't know.
We'll find out. Yeah.
All right, we got a foil warts.
Ooh, okay.
A beast that lives in the damp. We got mansplain again. Ooh, we got a golf club. And it's being wielded by an ogre. The ogre's got one hell of a swing. It's 3/1 beast.
Nice. Those 3/1s, man. Is that like a 1-drop 3/1? Because
I don't know if that's attack and damage or what.
I have no idea. Yeah, who knows?
We got knee surgery. We got like a real angry, like Nurgle looking beast here. It's only a 1/2. It's a beast, and it loves the taste of meniscus.
Awful.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, we got the hot tub.
Hey, all right.
Did you win the hot tub? Cool. All right.
That's not bad at all. No. So we definitely hit the good stuff in that second pack. That's a fun thing. I like that. We'll have to try and play that. Yeah.
It's okay to have fun sometimes,
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing. Anyways, thank you again for joining us on another episode of Paint Bravely. If you enjoyed this podcast, please help us out by leaving us a review on iTunes, subscribing to the YouTube channel, and sharing this message with your hobby friends. And as always, we appreciate each and every one of you for listening, and we will talk to you next time.
I hope you get the house.